Okay, for our final award tonight, Bobby Simmons. Where's Bobby? There we go. For those of you that follow wrestling, in 1972 through 74 in Atlanta, we had probably one of the biggest wrestling wars in the history of our business. Aunt Gunkel went out on her own, and I had been working there in the office for when Ray was alive, running errands, and she hired me, and I was working for her, and I'd started refereeing, and I met Scrappy in 1973. He was a 13-year-old kid. He had long blonde hair that all the little girls just oohed and awed over. He had a Gene Anderson twitch where he had to keep that hair out of his eyes. And you couldn't tell him nothing, and I hated him. Didn't like him. And now here some 46 years later, they asked me to do this, and I still don't like him. But anyway, Scrappy's dad, if you ever worked the Georgia Territory, you knew Scrappy's dad, Charlie McGowan. Charlie worked for the office for many years. He was a timekeeper. He drove the truck. He was around, and he always referred to Scrappy as my boy, and he was so proud of him. And I remember them calling me in the office and saying, "We're thinking about making Scrappy a referee, but he don't know it. And I want you to start taking him on the road with you. Let him help you put the ring up, let him drive the truck, let him do all the things that you learned to do." So our first trip, it's pouring down rain. I got us outside the city limits of Atlanta. We were heading to South Georgia. And I pulled over under a bridge and I said, "Okay, Scrap, I want you to come drive. I'll tell you how to get to the town and we'll go." He pulled back out in the lane of traffic. Horrible rainstorm. I said, "Now, Scrap, watch that big truck in front of you. We don't know what they're going to be doing." And Scrappy goes, "What truck?" I said, "Pull over under the next bridge. The first day's lesson is over." Scrappy has become one of the dearest friends I have in this world. He is my neighbor. I had the privilege of speaking at his dad's memorial service a couple of years ago, which was a high honor for me to be asked to do. I had the privilege of marrying his son and daughter-in-law not too long ago. I propose to his daughter every time I see her, and she keeps telling me no. And I flirt with his wife every time his back's turned, so we're close. I'm going to tell this story and I'm going to turn it over to him. And I was riding in a ring truck with his dad one day, and Randy Corin, who worked in the office with me, who's here tonight, I asked Charlie, I said, "Charlie, tell me something." I said, "How did you wind up raising Scrappy as a single father in this day and age? It was almost unheard of." And he looked at me and he said, "Well," he said, "Scrappy was a surprise. He kind of came along late in life." And he said his mom just wasn't up to raising another baby. And I said, "That's all there was to it?" He says, "Well, no, not exactly." He said, "I had a 57 Chevrolet, a new 57 Chevrolet. And he said, she told me if I would sign the Chevrolet over to her, she would sign Scrappy over to me." Now, this is a true story, is it not? I can't help myself, Jerry. Sometimes when they set them up, I have to knock them out. I looked at him and I said, "Charlie, you should have kept the Chevrolet." I honestly think that day, if Charlie thought he could have pulled that truck over and whipped me, I would have toted a butt whooping home that night because I offended him and his boy. Scrappy became one of the most respected referees in our business. He worked Georgia, he worked Florida, he worked all over, he went to Japan. He did things that I didn't get to do, and I am so proud tonight to present my friend with the 2019 Charlie Smith Referees Award to my buddy, Mr. Charles McGowan Jr., and we all know him as Scrappy McGowan.
How can I top that? He told a true story. I'm honored to be here, be in front of all of my peers, guys I work with in the ring. Like he said, I was in the ring crew. I was on my way to Albany, Georgia, got there, and the referee was late getting there. And of course, you know, the show's got to go on. So the guy was running the show named Jim Carlisle came to me and said, "Scrappy, can you referee?" I said, "Hell, I don't know. I ain't never done it before. But I've been around the business, I've been in rings and stuff, you know, putting the rings up and everything." And he asked me, says, "Have you got another shirt on you can wear?" Because I had a t-shirt on that had a rock and roll band on it. And I said, "Yeah, I got a plain white t-shirt in the truck." So I went and got it, put it on. So my first night in refereeing in Albany, Georgia was with a white t-shirt, blue jeans, and tennis shoes. Now we're talking about the 70s. I had big bell-bottom jeans on back in those days. You're talking about tripping around the ring because my foot get caught in it and everything like that. So yes, I did fall a couple of times. But it was a fun time. I got back to the office the next morning because I worked in the office running errands and doing things for Jim Barnett. And if everybody knows Jim Barnett, he'd come up and sit that morning and says, "Scrappy, my boy, I heard you refereed last night." I said, "Yes, sir." And he goes, "How was it?" And I said, "It was fine. The guys took care of me." He said, "Good, I'm gonna give you a chance." And got with Ole Anderson because he was doing the booking at that time. So after that, it's all history, guys. I was on the road. They put me with Bobby. They put me with Ronnie West, one of the greatest referees around, Ronnie West. I miss him dearly. I hate that he's gone. He was my mentor, and I thank him. Thank you, Ronnie. And then moving on around, you know, down in Florida, working for some great bookers and stuff like that. Working for Dusty, Gerald Briscoe. I hated working with him because he always stabbed me in the damn stomach with the fingers when I go to check him. Hated it. But hey, we got by, didn't we? Loved the guy to death. Working with like JJ Dillon with Dusty and everything for the Deep South, for the Crockett Promotions, doing the first war games, the Night of the Skywalker stuff like Star Wars and stuff, I mean Starcade and stuff, was, you know, history to me. I had fun doing it. Working with Kevin Sullivan back there in the back. He knows what it's like riding up and down the road with these guys and stuff. I just enjoyed it. Learned everything on the road that I could at the time. Being a young kid, like Bobby said, I just learned and enjoyed it because this is what I love. Because I grew up loving wrestling, watching it as a kid, growing up, and also. But my main hero right now is Ranger Ross over there. I'm glad he came all the way from Atlanta, Georgia to see me get this award. I love the man to death. But going to Japan with Formula was an experience. 8 weeks over there with her, over with Wendy Richter and Leilani Kai. God, I was wanting to kill Leilani, but we made it through it. She was a mother hen. I was in a strange country and all, and I wanted to party and everything else and do a little bit of refereeing too, but you know, I had to watch my P's and Q's with her. And I'm gonna keep this kind of short and sweet, guys. You know, I know everybody wants to go home and stuff, but I want to thank Morgan Dollar, who created the Charlie Smith Referee Award. I love him to death. I wish he was here tonight to see me get this award. And my family's here. I'm glad they're here. My son was able to make it in just in time to get here from Alabama and everything flying. And, oh, I'm glad he's here for this. And I'm just honored to be in this elite group of referees like James Beers, Bobby Simmons, Mickey Henderson, who won it last year. I'm so honored to be in this group. And I don't have too much any more funny stories to tell, but just like I said, I'm honored to be here and honored for all of y'all to be here to see me get this, because I am the main event and I'm draw a crowd. Thank y'all.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Support us on patreon.com for $1.99 a month to watch our full shoot interviews ad-free and help our channel grow. Follow us on Twitter at the Hannibal TV for instant updates.